Howdy, y'all. Socialism on roids. Um, I don't really have a lot of fire in me tonight. I'm tired as hell. Just got through with my post work exercise routine. Trying to get back in shape. Had surgery a couple months ago. Been trying to get back to where I was before. It's gonna be a rough road ahead of me and everything. So. Uh, I'm a little incoherent right now, but I figured, what the hell? Uh, I've been following this whole TYT versus Jimmy Dore versus Kyle Kalinske thing for a while now, and if you really want to know if you really want to know my opinion on Jimmy Dore, uh, and spoiler, you're if you're a Dore fan, you're not gonna like me. You really aren't gonna fucking like me, okay? That being said, I do keep one foot planted in the whole dim exit crowd, while keeping at least one other foot planted in the Justice Democrats crowd. So make of that what you will. Jimmy Dore. What do I think of Jimmy Dore? Well, I was a longtime subscriber of his, but at some point it just got to the point where I realized that this man is big on outrage, short on solutions, and the solutions he offers are tactically unsound. And because he didn't get his way, because he and a bunch of other people who actually bought into the whole force the vote thing didn't get their way, they're all jumping ship. Oh, they're all screaming about how everyone else isn't a real leftist. Oh, fuck you people. Fuck you up the ass till you turn purple. Hell, many of you fuckers were politically unengaged back when I was reading Mikhail Bakunin. Hell, many of you didn't even know the first thing about politics back when and I'm not even gatekeeping here. I'm just saying that most of you fucks who are coming to Jimmy Dore's defense and trying to paint what Anna's saying as blackmail, you guys really are stretching the definition of blackmail on just to make this, to make Jimmy Dore the victim here. I mean, again, I know I'm probably going to have the entire Dore cult, or at least a good portion of them, rating my video. They're gonna come in. They're gonna basically do what the Tea Party did back in the day, and they're gonna bot my video. They're gonna use sock accounts. Yeah, the little cute little sock accounts, empty little accounts. They're gonna come in. They're gonna downvote my video and everything. Oh yeah, we all know that's coming. I welcome their ire. I welcome their hatred. I feed off of it as much as Jimmy Dore himself feeds off of the drama that he creates. Go ahead. Come at me, bro. I don't give a flying fuck. I ain't trying to grow this channel anyway. I'm just putting it out there that I think Jimmy Dore is basically doing the same thing as Ben Shapiro or Stefan Molyneux. He's just mentally deconstructing a portion of his audience over the long run to get them to a certain point. He's utilizing language that, at least on the surface, rhetoric that, at least on the surface, people on the left agree with, and hoping that people won't read a little bit deeper. And to those people who say that, oh, he's the genuine article of this, so what? Ben Shapiro is a true believer in conservatism, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's not a grifter. That doesn't mean he isn't blurring the lines. I mean, I'm just like, how the hell is Jimmy Dore really? I just, you can see I'm tired as hell. I'm not I'm not really thinking on all cylinders right now, but I just it just seems like both Jimmy Dore and his fan club, they're not really doing anything. They're not building anything. They're not trying to to build any new avenues of 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 political activism or any new organizations. They're just tearing down other organizations to build his fucking cult. And the fact that so damn many of them are recycling the whole walkaway hashtag from the failed Brexit strategy pushed by Turning Point USA back in the 2018 midterms, and all these Mike Cernovich stands who are pushing that garbage. You remember that whole bandwagon, right? The whole walkaway bandwagon that conservatives were pushing. The fact that so many of these Jimmy Dore folks are pushing that, to me, what that says is that Jimmy Dore and that right winger Glenn Greenwald, and yes, he is a right winger because his foreign policy is not progressive, it's isolationist. The guy's a right wing libertarian, all right? He's pretty fucking far to the right. Anybody who, just because he says stuff that surface level, that at least on the surface level, appeals to people who are liberals or leftists or whatever, just because he says that, unless you actually understand what philosophical direction he took to come to that conclusion, it's easy to get taken in by that. I mean, hell, ever since he left being a journalist and went to being a lawyer for some lobbyist group, the guy's been, or I don't know what he's a lawyer for, but now he's garbage. I'm not sure why the fuck you guys are helping him or why these Dore fans are taking up for the guy. But I'm just like, if that's the guy that Jimmy Dore wants to cozy up to, and these Boogaloo Boys and Tucker Carlson, and I'm starting to realize that there's something bigger going on here that goes much deeper than Dave Rubin's bullshit act of, oh, I'm a liberal, but I'm pushing all kinds of conservative. I think, now listen, follow me here. I think that there's been a long con that's been going on for at least 8 months now, across multiple platforms, across multiple social media platforms. Now, I originally got in on the whole dim exit ground floor immediately after Super Tuesday. And what I remember from that early time period were a bunch of right-wing libertarians and alt-righters coming in with scrubbed, sanitized accounts and causing discord among the leftists in there. Because understand, Dim Exit is a left-wing group on Facebook for third-party left-wing voters. And I supported Howie Hawkins after Super Tuesday because I thought that his coalition, made up of the Socialist Party USA, the Green Party, and the Communist Party USA, would have a better chance of making inroads and hitting the 5% threshold needed to secure federal matching funds. But what did I see instead? I saw a bunch of Jimmy Dore fans, a bunch of people who turned out to be Jimmy Dore fans who were from the right-leaning half of his audience, pushing this conspiracy, this wild conspiracy that Jesse Ventura was cheated out of the Green Party nomination by Howie Hawkins, and that Howie Hawkins was a DNC plant and everything. These people poisoned the well so heavily for Howie Hawkins that he was unable to take advantage of the post-Super Tuesday environment that would have aided a leftist third party in getting the 5% needed and meeting the 5% threshold for federal matching funds. But Jimmy Dore fans also say they want some, or at least many of them say they want a new third party. which is odd considering that their project, the Movement for a People's Party, has only been on the ballot in one state, and that's Maine, and they've, at least on paper, existed as an idea since 2016. I'm just like, hey guys, you got all that energy, you got all that fucking fire in your belly, but you don't put it to good use in getting your People's Party idea on the ballot. You don't try to get them on the ballot anywhere, but you'll fucking attack other left-wing groups and other left-wing people. I'm starting to think that the existence of the whole Movement for a People's Party is just a formality being pushed by these folks so they can say they're doing something. But in reality, it's like it's a front for them, while their real mission is to just tear down the left, to tear down other left-wing groups. Now, given the similarities between the hashtags, the rhetoric, some of the rhetoric that these people are using, and the tactics that they're using against existing left-wing channels, I'm starting to believe that Jimmy Dore and a good portion of his fan base who are right-wing, who are decidedly right-wing, who see Jimmy Dore as a window into the broader left, basically using a tactic out of the Turner Diaries, the Boogaloo Boys and everything, that whole live feed interview with that guy from the Boogaloo Boys, where Jimmy Dore blurred out the AR-15 leaning up against the corner in the back of the room behind him and everything. That just, I tell you, Jimmy Dore couldn't have been more he couldn't be more obvious about trying to sell a dangerous group who want us dead. As just and seeing these people just scramble to defend this guy. The hypocrisy on Medicare for All, giving Tulsi Gabbard a free pass, even though she's just because of foreign policy. I mean, is that? I tell you, this shit is mind-numbing. I can't help but think that maybe Jimmy Dore and the right-leaning side of his fan base, as opposed to the actual leftists in his fan base, that they are part of a continuation of the Blexit strategy, but it's being used in a different way. Only instead of trying to get black people to leave the Democratic Party like they did in 2018, they're out here pushing the whole walkaway thing as part of an effort to get just disaffected leftists to leave the Democratic Party, or at least to leave the Justice Democrats and Wolfpack ahead of the 2022 midterms. And the force the vote strategy, I think Jimmy Dore knew that nobody was going to buy into it because for one, AOC actually tried a limited version of what he was suggesting, and it cost her 2 high-profile committee seats that would have allowed her to do far more in advancing our cause, which is why she didn't go with it. But these are the people we're dealing with, and it pains me when I see all of these honest people on the left that I've known for who knows how long, getting hoodwinked by this guy, getting hoodwinked by the right-wingers because they use surface-level rhetoric that they might agree with. People need to understand that the alt-right, part of their tactics involve co-opting left-wing rhetoric to get left-wing voters to go along with some of their stuff, vote for some of their people. It helps them poison the well. Infiltration. There's a reason why Pepe the Frog, who is supposed to allude to the Egyptian god of chaos, there's a reason why he is their avatar. He's their symbol, okay? I mean, come on, guys. The fact that they're using walkaway hashtags The fact that they're making excuses for the Boogaloo Boys of all people who want a group that want a second civil war so that they can finally have an excuse to kill us, a legal a chance to actually live their little right wing power fantasy. Come on, guys, we're smarter than this. You guys are smarter than this. Don't buy into to what Dore is selling you. This guy is not honest. He deliberately pushed the whole force the vote thing so that he could weaponize it and get people on the left to turn against other longtime left wing personalities and figures on YouTube and public public officials who were left leaning. It couldn't be any more obvious what this guy's doing. And to tell you the truth, even if you could stretch what Anna did and say it was blackmail in the loosest sense of the word, I'm gladly I'd gladly look the other way just to see Jimmy Dore and the Boogaloo militia right wing crazy people who are part of his audience, the other half of his audience, to see them fail in this endeavor. Because with the recent revelations of what happened with Turning Point USA, Facebook, and their adjunct Rally Forge, and the way they tried to weaponize the Green Party as a weapon against other progressive candidates, it's starting to put a lot of shit that's going on in the Dore circle into perspective. Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer or anything. I mean, from Alabama. We're inbred as fuck down here. Of course I'm not. But, I got just enough brain cells left in me, despite all the fucking pills and shit I've done over the past few years, to know that there's something about Jimmy Dore, something about this that stinks. And I'm sure if you're on the left, you know how good Republicans and the far right are at utilizing, at planning long term, at utilizing multifaceted approaches, at taking old groups like, say, America Rising and retrofitting them for newer stuff. Because they make sure that whatever that once an organization is no longer useful for its original cause, it can go to something else. Well, I think the whole walkaway Blexit thing has been reorganized over at Turning Point USA, and that Dore and his audience are a part of that. Now, I'm not saying that Jimmy Dore was always a right-winger, but we have to understand that some of the people who have worked at TYT, like Dave Rubin, just saying, just putting that out there. Him being a quote-unquote true believer, or at least having the public face of a true believer, makes him far more dangerous as a grifter than say Dave Rubin. Because at least with Dave Rubin, it's immediately it's immediately obvious that the man is a grifter, that he has a scheme, that he passes himself off as a liberal so he can sell right-wing bullshit. But with Jimmy, no. Him and Glenn Greenwald, they stay just vague enough on some of this stuff that you can't really tell that there is an inherently conservative thing that they're pushing. Yeah, on the surface, Jimmy Dore might push Medicare for all, but apparently his Medicare for all stance is negotiable if it allows him to attack other people on the left. Hence, why he basically gave, he basically propped up, or at least attempted to prop up Tulsi Gabbard, defend Tulsi Gabbard. despite her having a history of. I'm just saying. Don't trust this guy. Jimmy Dore, the guy. Just something isn't right about him. The way he's just throwing his longtime friend under a bus. I had a feeling about him before, even back when he was interviewing AOC and everything back in 2018. I sort of got a feeling that there was something about Dore, but now it's really starting to become obvious that this man, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think he's working for Turning Point USA. I think just you don't get a $2 million house in fucking California. I'm bringing that up from being a failed comedian and having less than 1 million subscribers on YouTube and shit. Nope. And his audience, I don't think they have enough money to give for him to be able to afford all of this and still be able to have a studio and a staff and all this shit, a bunch of yes men surrounding him. I think the man's getting his money from somewhere else. And I do believe that there's some coke money involved here. Now, who stands to gain from Justice Democrats and other left-wing bread tubers being torn down by Jimmy Dore using certain things as a wedge issue, using internet drama as a way of inciting fights that would allow him to peel off viewers? Who really benefits from this? Third way is one group. They want Justice Democrats out of the way. They're funded in part by Charles Koch. The Republican Party benefit from it because they'd rather fight against the current Democrats in Washington than fight against the Justice Democrats and the DSA. They certainly don't want the DSA to put a backbone in the Democratic Party. The alt-right, they certainly want to, again, I'm just putting this out here. This is an off the cusp impromptu video. I know I'm not very coherent right now, but I do think that there's something going on. I think Jimmy Dore and a decent part of his fanatical cult are in fact part of the alt-right and the broader Republican Party's attempt at undercutting the left. There's just been too much Tucker Carlson and Boogaloo Boy ass kissing for me to look the other way on this. I'm sorry, but you don't kiss the asses of people who want me dead and millions of us giving Pinochet helicopter rides and then turn around and call yourself a leftist. You are in no position to gatekeep on the rest of us. So, yeah, I keep looking off to the side here because I keep hearing something out back. This is why you should never live next door to a cemetery. I'm not moving back here. No. I am not renewing my lease. But that's it. That's all I got to say on the matter. And again, to the Dore fans, to the Dore whores as I call them, come at me, bro. I don't care. You can ratio my video. You can create all the sock accounts you want and basically come in as a massive fucking wave. And you can use your little Tea Party tactics because that's exactly what they mirror. They're basically Tea Partier tactics. As I've dealt with them before. I've been at the other end of them. I had this channel all the way back in 2011, 2010, 2012. I dealt with it then. And it really doesn't bother me because the whole point of this channel was never to build it anyway. The way I see it is I'm still getting your fucking views either way. Go fuck yourself. You have a problem with me? You have a problem with my leftism not being with other people, with critics of Jimmy Dore who are leftists who won't let him try to brand himself as some kind of holier than thou fuck because we're not letting him get away with his bullshit? Fine. Come at me. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't get paid to do this. I live in bumfuck nowhere, Alabama. Hell, I'm a leftist living in Alabama. If I can deal with these right-wing fucks out here, if I can deal with all these neo-Confederates, militia types, libertarians, if you count all these Von Mises crazies living here in Auburn, and all these Tea Partiers and social conservatives and religious right fanatics, man, I can deal with you fuckers any day. Bring it the fuck on. The way I see it is, if people fucking hate you, it's because you did something good in your life. Sometimes that's the case. I can't remember where that quote's from, but it's a good quote. So, to my buddies, to my longtime subscribers, to my viewers, peace out, guys.